Welcome back to SatoshiConomy, Bitcoin, crypto, NFT, and Web3 curation. My name is Ron, and today's video I have entitled Changes Changing Swiftly. As we head into Q2 of 2022, this year has just been absolutely unreal. And beginning with some of the fiasco of censoring money happening, as we saw what happened with the truckers in Canada, and then later on with a superpower of the world being censored from the global community. They were bounced out of the SWIFT system. There's about 195 or 200 different countries globally who are participants of that, but that is the traditional financial system. The world's, it's been going on since about the 70s or earlier, where they transfer and approve and use the clearing systems of central banking and such. But with this particular military power just kind of basically just saying, oh, well, I already got something already planned out. It's just really, there's been a lot of talk in the social medias about trust, and then how does that trickle down to you and I? There's been more and more talk about CBDCs, and if you're awake, if you're not awake, well, wake up to this. CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. The USA has actually been talking about that for about 3 years. They said they're going to be coming out with a central bank digital currency that's called FedNow. And really what it is not a change in monetary policy at all, but Biden even mentioned a lot of this lately in some of the media. But what it is just a digital representation, 100%. I mean, a lot of the money that we transact in, the vast majority of it is on the interwebs anyway. But what a CBDC would do is put all of it, they would eliminate greenbacks, and then all transactions would be monitored through the internet. And so they'll try to usher it in, saying it's going to diminish a lot of money laundering and terrorist activity, and they'll bring it in that way and talk about the ease and the speed that it brings. But really, it's going to be a surveillance tool. I mean, we all talk about how much we don't like the surveilling of all of our information, the sale of all of our information off of social medias, and then we get nothing. Well, in much the same way, nation states all over the world, as they are going to be ushering in CBDCs, it is really truly a surveillance tool. You could literally just with a switch turn a person's participation into the traditional financial system off in a heartbeat, and there will be a obviously great disenfranchisement of a lot of innocent people that way. How about the children of said people or families, or if there's been mistakes made, or just, I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. With this kind of thing speeding up, a lot of us are looking at the innovations that are being made, and coincidentally since 2009, now it's 13 years going with Bitcoin. And what mankind does very, very well is that he innovates and improves. And what has happened, especially since about 2018, 2019, we've got decentralized finance, we've got NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and this non-fungible tokens are just innovating so quickly. It's hard for any of us to even describe it. But if I could make a brief attempt at what they are, NFTs, well, looking forward, every single thing will be going on to the internet. And so, like data, health data, artwork, parts for automotive industry, you name it, insurance, it will all be going on to the internet, and particular information will have unique and verifiable information, and that will be implemented onto the blockchain technology, onto the internet through NFTs. And we've heard a lot about Bored Ape Yacht Club or other types of NFT organizations that are going on and growing, cypherpunks or cyberpunks, a lot of NFTs. There was one, as far as I understand, it's probably changed since I heard this. This was as of about a couple of months ago. The single most expensive NFT that ever sold for almost $100 million. There's children all over the world who are making more money than their parents through NFT creation and selling. Let's see, March 16th or 17th or 18th, right in there. So just about a week ago, there was one person who utilized technology known as flash loan, where in an instant he was able to grab 5 NFTs that were in what they call a vault, and then with ApeCoin, that's APECOIN, it has to do with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's a newly launched coin, a native token for that NFT project. It allows you and enables you to participate into discounts and specials and leaked information just to people who have that. But the ApeCoin, when it previous to its actual launch, the Bored Ape Yacht Club did an airdrop of the ape tokens, or the ApeCoin, and they dished out what at the time was about $800 million worth of ape coins. The average person who got one of these received in value between $80,000 and $120,000 worth. But there's one individual who manipulated a flash coin technology and in an instant was able to net about $600,000 by being able to get the airdrop for 5, I don't know how many NFTs, but so some of these things that I'm even talking about are like, what? I can't even believe I'm saying some of these things because I had no clue, or anybody really had any clue about any of this kind of technology coming forward very much, even 5 years ago. It's just super incredible. It's moving so fast. It's just super incredible. So a lot of it has to do with of course, the global heartbeat, what's going on globally with warfare, with inflation. I would venture to guess that about 99.9% of the people in America have no idea that one thing that happened is between February 24th, 2020 and February 1st of 2021, the M1 money supply increased 78.1%. And the reason why that's so incredible, this information was so astounding that the Federal Reserve stopped releasing this M1 money supply information because of it. Put it into different words, M1 money supply has to do with cash, greenbacks, money in savings accounts, money that's easily cashable, like in certificates of deposit or money market funds. But it's mostly, cash and, money in checking accounts. And it took approximately 245 years for the USA to have an M1 supply of about $3.9 trillion. That was up to about February 24th, 2020. And it took a little less than a year till February 1st of 2021 for the US to add $14.4 trillion to the $3.9 trillion. And they did that. That amounts to about Well, it brought it all up to a little over $18 trillion as the M1 money supply. What it means is that about 78.1% of all the M1 supply that's ever been existed in the history of our country was added in a little less than a year, from February 24, 2020 to February 21 or February 1, 2021. So that's it. That's all. It's that simple on that. But so as far as inflation, that is practically what that has to do with inflation and corporate inflation, because anytime you add a lot of supply to anything, it reduces the value of that particular thing. And we're already seeing reports of the headline CPI is about 7.5% increase year over year. It's the greatest increase year over year in over 40 years. The actual inflation, see, people think that CPI equals inflation. CPI does not equal inflation. CPI does not equal inflation. CPI does not equal inflation. Inflation is different for everybody's. It's unique to everybody. I mean, what I mean is it's different for everybody depending on their risk tolerances, their portfolio, their income, their zip code, size of their family, their health, their age, so many different things. But for the widest swath of people in America, the interest rate during the past year is probably closer to about 20%. And so that is hard to believe. People are, when someone says something like that, that is so controversial or so astounding or so practically unbelievable, people would call it conspiratorial. But there's more people all over the world that are really some of the smartest people on earth as far as economists, financial advisors, money managers that are agreeing with this. So the change that is coming, I announced some of these things here for you. I just share some of the things that I learn about. Do your own research. Don't take anything that I've said as, do your own research. You can take some of the things that I've said, then do Google searches and find out for yourself. So I'm certainly not a financial advisor. I have that. Should listen to some of the things I'd say. But also, coincident with a lot of these changes is something that's known as, I mentioned NFTs, but also Web3. It has a lot to do with gaming and what is being called a third layer technologies that are innovating. The internet being the first layer, blockchain technology being the second layer. Bitcoin was the first application on top of blockchain technology. It's much like email was the first application on top of the internet technology. Well, layer 3 are innovations onto financial technologies of all kinds, information technologies, metaverse technologies. It's just really hard to keep track of. But the long and short of the reason for behind this video is just to say some things for you to help you to do your own research and take charge more so of your own purchasing power in doing what's right for you. Hashtag love all, serve others. I appreciate if you like and subscribe and share this video. The best thing that you could do is to share it. That will help me a lot. Salts. I have no sponsor, so bias is mine only. I wish you well. I wish you wealth. I wish you health. And until next time, peace.